Resident Evil 4 is going to release March 24th, 2023. I can't believe that RE4 is here, the remake. Let's get into this breakdown already. And then we get this scene here of Leon walking into the president's office, and of course the president's going to tell him, hey, my daughter's been kidnapped. I need you to go save her. Then there's this scene here where he puts his hand on Leon's shoulder. Also, that butt chin, that's the strongest butt chin I've seen ever. I don't even think Superman's butt chin is that strong. That's a comic book Superman butt chin right there. But Leon's face right here, he looks different. He doesn't look like the Leon that was sitting in the car looking at that photo of Ashley. His face looks different. Let's move on. Then Leon puts his head down here. I don't know if it's just me, but Leon looks kind of sad here. I'm getting an indication that his experience in RE2 with the Raccoon City, I feel like he's kind of sad or getting PTSD. That's what I'm trying to say. From Raccoon City. He doesn't look happy that he's being assigned this assignment, I guess is what I'm trying to say. He doesn't look very happy to be doing this. Or maybe I'm just looking too much into it, but he doesn't look very happy. And then we get Ashley running through the forest. And if you look closely at her clothes, they're different. Let's zoom in here. And as you can see, we're zoomed in here. And you can see instead of her orange sleeveless sweater, she's wearing a orange coat. And her shirt, I can't really see underneath, but I'm assuming it's either a really dark orange or a brown shirt. I can't really see at all. She has a scarf. I'm assuming that's not really just like a second sweater that she's using as a scarf like she did in the first RE4. She is just wearing a scarf. And I can't really tell if these are short shorts. They look like black short shorts to me, but it could be a skirt, and then she's leggings and then boots. These boots look black, but maybe it's just really dark. Her clothes are different. I like the redesign of her clothes. It looks very similar but different at the same time. I like that a lot. And another detail that you can kind of see is when she's running, she's looking up. And if she was running from people who couldn't fly, why would she be looking up into the sky? Because she wouldn't be looking up that high if there weren't flying enemies. So maybe there are flying enemies in this game, new enemy type. Maybe. And then we get this close-up of a dead animal and some candles. I think this shows that the Ganados are real brutal, they're evil. Obviously, so far in this trailer, you've seen that this game really does tell you that it's gonna be a very dark, horror-themed Resident Evil 4. This is much darker and brutal. You can see the candle right next to the dead animal, indicating they're a cult. Yeah, you get Leon walking through the forest. And then we get Ashley hesitating to go inside this area. I wonder what this area is. Then we get some crows up there in the trees. This game looks incredible. That's just one thing I have to say a million times. This game looks so good, and they're using the RE engine. Wow, incredible. This game looks insane. And then we get Leon walking to this house, and you can see the dead animal, and you see I'm assuming this is a machete. And then we get like some bear traps and a bunch of other weapons that I'm assuming this is where the Ganados get their weapons, and maybe this house is like their main supply of weapons. And there's another small detail that I noticed about Leon. Let's zoom in here. Now, as you can see, if you look at Leon's hands, he's not holding anything. In the first Resident Evil 4, you always had to be holding something. It was either a gun or a knife. But in this one, I'm assuming you can just walk through the game with nothing in your hand. There's a small detail that I saw and noticed that you guys would like. And we can see Leon walking to this house, and I'm assuming that this is obviously the scene where he gets to the village for the first time. Now, it looks like it's nighttime, so maybe he gets there at night instead of daytime like in the original. But he's walking in, I'm assuming this is the scene where, he sees the first Ganado for the first time. And he's asking him where Ashley is, if you've seen this woman. And then we get this shot of the village and the person burning on a stake here. This looks very claustrophobic. This looks very, very tight. It's not as open. It doesn't look as open as the original, which I think is what they were going for like a more intense, scary, not as open and free as the original, which I like, but still keeping it to very much the original. You then get these skulls, which I feel like is indicating danger. And then we get a shot of Leon staring at us through the flames, and it's kind of see half his face in the fire, which is kind of like a creepy image. It's kind of eerie and creepy, and you can tell throughout this whole trailer that they're really going for like this game is going to be scary, creepy, serious, very serious, and ain't going to be a fun time. And then we get Lewis with the original Rent 9 handgun. And of course he ain't wearing his button down in his vest. He's got a coat on this time, a brown coat, which I like. You can't really see his face, which I feel like is because the game is in early development. Maybe they haven't really gotten his face down fully, so they just show like his body and his gun to indicate, hey, we got Lewis here. I'm curious to see what Hunnigan looks like. Now, she's not in this trailer, but I'm curious, what's Hunnigan gonna look like? What's Salazar gonna look like? What is Cruiser gonna look like? I'm curious, but all those people are in this trailer, but I'm curious to see what they're gonna look like. And then we got this scene of this Ganado standing in front of this fire, and obviously this is the scene where Leon sees the Ganado for the first time, and then we get like a close-up and we can just see how amazing he looks. Oh my god, he looks incredible. As you get like a close-up, you can see, I would be fooled by this. I would think he's just like a regular guy, a really scruffy, fucked up looking guy, but he doesn't look that out of the ordinary. Like, I would ask him for directions. I was stranded, cautiously obviously, but he looks great. This is the scene where he first Leon sees the Ganado for the first time, of course. And then we get a shot inside the castle of these. This is either the castle or the church, but I'm pretty sure this is the castle. Cult enemies, and then we get some more cult enemies walking through the castle, and then we get some more Ganados, and then Ada Wong. Holy shit, she looks sexy as hell. Anyways, we get Ada Wong. As you can see, they changed her outfit. She went from a red dress from the original to a red turtleneck. She has like a combat outfit, and in the background, I don't know if this is me overlooking it, I think this is either the castle or the room right next to the maze in the original where you see Leon encounters Ada for the first time, where you need the blue moonstone to get inside. This could either be that room or the castle. It looks more like the castle to me, and maybe her original dress could be like an unlockable in the remake, maybe. And then we get a shot. Wow, this trailer really goes by fast. And you get the shot of Leon in the boat. This is obviously the scene in RE4 where you fight the giant fish. And then you get a huge man standing in the hallway. This is obviously Chief Mendez, and he looks absolutely terrifying, by the way, and I think he's going to be a stalker, like Nemesis or Mr. X, Lady D. I think he's going to be the stalker for the RE4 remake. And then we get a shot of Leon. It looks like he's hallucinating, or either hallucinating, maybe he's freaking out because of his PSD, or maybe Leon was injected with the parasite, and so he's kind of freaking. Maybe he's like feeling the effects of it. And then we get a shot of Ashley opening her eyes. And let's actually zoom in here because I'm curious to see what she's looking at, because I want to see what she's looking at through her the reflection in her eyes. As you can see, we're zoomed in here. I can't really tell what she's looking at, so I guess I'm just gonna have to assume that she's looking at she could be looking at anything really. I think this is a cool shot. Maybe they purposely made it so we can't see what she's looking at through her reflections in her eyes, but I really thought I could catch something through this, but I guess not. Let's move on. And then we get this shot of this Ganados it looks like she's like, from how they made it and how they cut the trailer, it looks like she's trying to attack Ashley, but of course I don't think that's the case. This Ganado looks very human and not as roughed up as the very first Ganado Leon sees. And then we get the church, and then we get this scene of this blood writing down this logo. I don't know what this logo means. I don't know what this is, but I think this is a new area, something indicating to something important that is very different and linked to this Resident Evil 4 that I don't think that was in the original RE4. Like, maybe this is something new that they're adding, or maybe it's something from the original I just don't know about. And then we get this scene from Lord Sattler. Now, we already know what Lord Sattler looks like. It's really hard to get a shot of him, but here we go. Lord Sattler with this tentacle staff, and his hoodie's up and you can't really see his face. Of course, they could just say you can't see his face because it's spooky, it's horror, but I think it's because it's really early stages. And I bet when we get some more information about RE4 Remake, we'll be able to see his face. Or maybe when everyone's character models are more in the final stages, we'll get to see what he looks like in this game. And if you pause it, it goes by really fast. But if you catch it just for a split second, oh my God, you see Sattler and his arm sticking out with the tentacles. And of course, in the original, that's how Lewis died, because Sattler killed him with his tentacles. Spoiler, if you haven't played it. If you're watching this video, you've probably played it already. Resident Evil 4. And then we get this scene of Leon cruising in the car on his way to go save Ashley. And in this scene, he's talking about his pain from experiencing Raccoon City in RE2 and how it brings him pain. And in this game, he's a lot more serious. In the original, it didn't really seem like, you didn't really get the indication. He didn't really show that he was suffering in pain from Raccoon City. He just kind of said, hey, this is me. What happened in Raccoon City was in the past, and I'm gonna go save someone now. But in this game, he really is a broken man. And then you get Ashley finally showing what she finally looks like in this game. And then we get a shot of Leon finally walking through the village in the daytime. This looks beautiful. Like, this looks so good. I'm actually shocked. Like, this looks like this was made in like Unreal Engine 5 or something. Incredible. So yeah, that's the end of the trailer breakdown. If you enjoyed, leave a like, a comment. Let me know what I need to improve on. If I did a good job, bad job, let me know. Peace out.